Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Springfield along with Pat Serio. I am Paul McNamara here in Springfield at the Olympia, ready to bring you all the action at Game 2 of the Springfield Cathedral Classic Hockey Tournament here, wrapping up the high school hockey season before we head into the postseason, and we just had senior night here for Cathedral, as you probably saw. We let the public address announcer carry the play here for the pregame, and now we're set for hockey. The winner here gets Malden Catholic tomorrow night. MC won the first game 7-1 over Hamden of Connecticut, and everybody's looking for a showdown between MC and Cathedral, the two undefeated teams in the state, but a little bit of business for Cathedral to conclude here, and if St. Mary's has anything to say about it, this thing will go right down to the wire. St. Mary's loves playing, and here they are right off the bat. A shot by Zampanti goes high over the big, tall Keith Petroselli. Here's Mirabito with a shot off the glass, and right away, St. Mary's says, we're here to play. We mean business. Play in the Cathedral end. Now they get it to the line, and it jumps over the stick of Eric Pedro. Pedro, the forward back, now circles, gets it over to Mark Zampanti, up for Mike Zampanti into Mirabito in the middle. Mirabito will backhand it in deep and go to change. A good 30-second shift for the Spartans right out of the gate, and Cathedral now trying to the home run pass with Riley Pratson up on the far blue line. Peter Cronella can't find the handle on the far side, and it goes back to Cam Griffin, quickly over to his partner Saboter, the senior, number 2, and they send it in deep. LaRusso, the freshman, leaves it. They get it out quickly up on the right side, intended for Frankel. They can't control, and now Petrick with a nice play, backhand pass, but does not connect to Petrozelli. And Petrozelli now with it. DJ, this is behind the net. Burst of speed, trying to poke it away from Tony, and now good job by McBurney to get it out, and they'll go to change as well. Bryce Peretz now gets it up into the zone. Here's Petrozelli with a shot and a save by LaRusso. Petrozelli follows up his own rebound, circles, trying to find far side. Over there is number 4, Cam Peretz. Pass is knocked away. Get it to the line, but not out. Petrozelli gives chase, and now trying to get it is Johnny Leonard, number 10. Leonard open in the slot. Peretz looking for Leonard. Instead goes to Petrozelli in the corner. Back out to Peretz up high to Petrozelli. Petrozelli moves cross ice to over to Cam Peretz to Leonard. Johnny Leonard up high, long wrister, and a save there by Andrew LaRusso. LaRusso will have to be on top of his game, the freshman, number 40 out of Peabody, Massachusetts. And he looked on it there with the top 2 lines of Cathedral can score from the parking lot. Riley Pratson with Zach Pratson and Pete Cronella, and then the second line of Johnny Leonard, DJ Petrozelli, and Cam Peretz. And here's the third group out there with Devin Tung in the middle and Kyle Kazeroid on right wing and Tim Zamuda on the left. This is Zamuda in the corner, trying to get it away from Max McKay. McKay can't get it by Devin Tung in the middle. McKay now backhands it around, looking for his partner Scally, but it comes by Scally, and they get it to center. Mirabito now, it's a 2-on-1. They come in, Pedro will take the shot, saved by Keith Petrozelli with Mirabito right on the doorstep. Great chance there by St. Mary's as they get a 2-on-1. Nifty little stick handle at center ice by Mirabito. Not to two-hand stick handle around anybody, but just to poke it by the potential forechecker for Cathedral. And they change up quickly. John Powers now will go out there with Yannikopoulos and McBurney. St. Mary's second line facing off against looks like number 24, Kako Yanakis, taking the draw for Cathedral. Their fourth group out there as well. Kako Yanakis, Foster, and Brasso rather. To the line, it's kicked down low by Saboter, but he can't get it in deep, and now they do get it in deep. McKay turns and knocks it off the far boards, intended for Yannikopoulos. Clay Yannikopoulos plays cousin Matt Yannikopoulos, played in the first game. He's on Malden Catholic, so Yannikopoulos on both Malden Catholic and St. Mary's. Now Cathedral wholesale change, and Powers with a long outlet pass can't control it. It goes under his stick. Petrick now gets it up to Cronella. Petrick got it to Sabota, who got it to Cronella. Cronella's shot goes wide. Puck loose at center ice. Zach Pratson can't control it on the back check for Cathedral, and it goes to Dan Petrick. Petrick can't get it by the forecheck of St. Mary's. Centering pass intercepted by Cathedral and sent the length of the ice. That was Bryce Peretz. They've got it in deep now. Riley Pratson trying to get it out to Cronella. Riley Pratson, nice job. Centering pass, a shot, and a save. That was off the stick of Zach Pratson. They get it back to the point. Comes over near side to Bryce Peretz. Peretz, the shot goes off the skate over there of Andrew Kramer. Now Cathedral trying to come up with it down low, and they get it out front, but it's stolen away by Pedro. Pedro can't control it, and Zach Pratson can't control it for Cathedral, and St. Mary's ices it here. Very fast-moving first 5 minutes of play, or first 4 minutes of play. 10:52 to go, first period of play. And already Keith Petrozelli has been tested a couple of times by St. Mary's. I don't think Cathedral was ready for that out of the gate. Now they've got Ryan Crawford and Jacob King, the defense pairing for Cathedral, and the Leno line is out there. John Leonard is out there with DJ Petrozelli and number 4, Cam Peretz, the line out there for Cathedral. St. Mary's counters with the group of Kramer, Powers, and McBurney. And Scally, this is Scally, number 44, on defense with Tettoni. Cathedral on the forecheck. Cam Peretz gets it to Leonard. They call him Leno. Johnny Leonard behind the net. Now this is Petrozelli in the off corner. Right to number 4, Cam Peretz, and he scores. I don't know how he found the opening there, but Cam Peretz puts the Panthers of Cathedral on top. 4 minutes and 42 seconds into period number 1. It'll be Peretz from Petrozelli and Leonard, I believe. Just like that, Cathedral able to make it 1-0 here early on after LaRusso, the goaltender, had made some good stops, and Petrozelli, the goaltender for Cathedral's, made a couple of real good stops as well. Here's St. Mary's trying to get it right back. They had a good opening 4 or 5 minutes of play. Ryan Tereni now, the freshman, is out there, 77 for St. Mary's, but coming the other way is Cathedral. This is Devin Tung trying to find help in the middle. The centering pass intercepted by St. Mary's, and now skated away by Mike Desmond. Desmond trying to hammer it up the boards for Yannikopoulos, and now the puck jumps into the middle of the ice here, and it's sent away by Zampanti. That's Mark Zampanti. There are brothers here, 3 sets of brothers on Cathedral, and a set of brothers on St. Mary's are the Zampanti brothers. That goes up to Pedro. Pedro trying to knock it in deep, but it doesn't go. And skating away is forechecking is Desmond, but coming out for with Cathedral. With it for Cathedral is Cam Griffin. They can't move it into the St. Mary's end. Puck is loose at center ice, and finally skating it away is Cole Foster. Foster up high, wrist shot saved by LaRusso, and on the rebound, LaRusso picks it out of the air as Brasso. Brasso was headed in from the left side.
Assisted by number 10, Johnny Leonard. Number 14, DJ Petrozelli. On this goal, 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Peretz and Leonard Petrozelli, 4:42.
So as we thought, Peretz gets the goal. Cam Peretz, number 4, from his line mates Leonard and Petrozelli. And Cathedral on the prowl again. Centering pass out to Zach Pratson on the side. Cronella behind the net. Cronella trying to skate away from the St. Mary's defense. He's got room. Cronella up high. Cronella still with it. Now dumps it down low to Riley Pratson. Riley Pratson watched there by Andrew Kramer. Sticks get a little high. A couple of guys join, one from each team. Powers, the center, is back there, but Cronella, the big body, uses his leverage. They get it back to the point. Riley Pratson, but the shot is blocked. They can't get it on net. And now following up is Cronella. The shot saved by LaRusso. Petrick with a shot blocked by the pads of number 18. That's Frankel. And St. Mary's able to get it to center ice. Powers on the forecheck of Petrick for the moment. Riley Pratson now through center ice. Pratson with a nice move over the line down the right side. Pratson loses eventually. And McKay on it for St. Mary's. Fast moving early first period of play here. Ryan Crawford trying to keep it in for the Panthers, can't do so, and Cam Peretz has to circle back, and give it off to defenseman Jacob King. King gets it to center to Leonard. Leonard on the go, misfires but gets it back. Centering pass off the skate of a St. Mary's defender. That's Yanakopoulos. McKay gets it behind the net for St. Mary's. When you're St. Mary's out here, you just have to do things so fast. Things happen so fast with Cathedral out there. Seems like there's 5 or 6 guys out there. DJ Petrozelli now lays it down low to 15. That is Crawford. Crawford, a wrist shot saved by LaRusso, the goaltender for St. Mary's. And finally, Clay Yanakopoulos gets it out of the zone and sends it the length of the ice. King has to hustle back and get it. Icing is waved off. 7:16 to go. First period, Springfield Cathedral up 1-0 early. Zampanti now has the stick knocked out of his hand, and sometimes that'll be called for a slash, not this time. Puck is loose and jumps onto the stick of Mike Zampanti. They're 2-on-2. He's got Mirabito with him. He tries to hit Mirabito. Can't control it. Goes onto the stick of Cam Griffin, but intercepted by Pedro. Cuts in the middle. Shot. Petrozelli with the save. Karam's wide into the right wing, left wing corner of St. Mary's. They battle there. Still nobody controlling as bodies just wedge and muscle and try to come up with it between the legs. Leonard trying to pick it out of there now. Looks like Matt Sabota, he'd be the guy you said might recover the fumble. He's on the bottom of the pile and finally ties it up with a couple of St. Mary's Spartans there, Mirabito and Zampanti and Pedro, the whole line in the corner there. But the whistle will go with 6:27 to go, first period of play, and the faceoff will come to the right of Big Keith Petrozelli, the sophomore netminder for the Panthers. On the draw is Mike Desmond for St. Mary's against number 20, Devin Tung. Cathedral able to get it quickly into the St. Mary's end. Defenseman play catch, Petrick with the long shot. Here's Tung on the picks up the loose change there in the slot as the original shot never made it all the way through. And now Desmond backhands it into the zone. Yanakopoulos on the go. Yanakopoulos knocks over Petrick, but Petrozelli covers up there with 6:02 to go, first period of play. And Petrozelli has been a busy guy. Not sure they expected him to be this busy, but St. Mary's came down the pike and they're ready to play. Changing lines very quickly, Coach Mark Lee sends out John Powers' group now with Frankel on the right and McBurney on the left. Powers trying to control the draw from 41, Brandon Namer out there now at center for Cathedral. The 13th forward getting some time. Petrick, the defenseman, now trying to get around Zampanti. Petrick with a shot. Net went off as LaRusso hit the post and knocked it off its mooring, but he had to be Johnny on the spot there as Petrick muscled his way down the boards and got off a quick wrist shot from the sideboards that was a tester for LaRusso. Andrew LaRusso, just a 9th grader in net for St. Mary's. Now Mirabito will take the draw with Riley Pratzen. Cornella on it for Cathedral. Cornella trying to walk his way out into the slot area. Now he does. Cornella, another move. Finally, Pedro able to bump him and bump him off the puck. It's caromed off the far boards. Ryan Crawford chasing along with Jacob King for Cathedral. Mirabito's line out there. Finally, King able to get it up to Riley Pratzen. Pratzen through center. He's got big brother Zach on the right side. Can't connect with him. And back on it is Steve Titoni for St. Mary's. Titoni trying to get Zach Pratzen down, and he does. Zach Pratzen stays with it, and Titoni trying to use leverage there. And Mirabito knocks it off the boards, but King able to send it back towards the net. Jacob King, number 6 for Cathedral. And finally, Mirabito sends it high off the boards on the far side, and a hit there by Pedro on big number 15. A little mismatch there. Ryan Crawford. Crawford, a big kid, just a freshman himself, 6'3", 200 pounds. Here's Joe Scally, the defenseman, over the line, gets it by DJ Petrozelli, and Keith Petrozelli leaves it back there and sends it over to his brother, DJ. DJ is harassed back there by number 18, Frankel. Cathedral able to break it out. Petrozelli 1-on-3, but on the go. Petrozelli burst of speed into the circle. His shot goes well wide. Karam's off the near boards, back to the point, now poked away. St. Mary's with a chance if Frankel hurries, but puck's a little too far in front of him, and he can't get it to McBurney, and Leonard starts the rush the other way for Cathedral. Johnny Leonard kicks it up high to Peretz. Cam Peretz, the only goal of the game, number 4. And now Cam Griffin will knock it down deep for DJ Petrozelli. Puck never left the zone. Johnny Leonard, a one-timer saved by LaRusso. Leonard was set up nicely on his forehand over on the right side, and a penalty call here. Now I think it's going to be Scally, 44 for St. Mary's. He's going to get called for interference here, Joe Scally. That's going to give Cathedral a power play with 3:52 to go, opening period of play. Scally for interference at 11:08. And the vaunted power play of the Panthers has a minute and a half to work with here. Collision in the corner as Leonard walks in the middle. Leonard shot to score. Johnny Leonard, it didn't take him long to notch that power play goal. Took him 7 seconds. That's all it took them to score. As Leonard walked in, it was a collision off the face-off. Cornella and one of the St. Mary's guys went down. I'm not sure whom the assist will go to here, but Leonard has the goal. We got to dig deep into these statistics. I believe it's his 39th goal of the year, Johnny Leonard. St. Mary's now in a 2-0 hole here with about 3.5 to go, first period of play. They came out strong. If they could get one here and cut it to a 2-1 lead, maybe they'd be in business and skate with these guys for a while. But right now it's Cathedral in charge as a big hit near side, Panty on Zach Pratson. St. Mary's able to get it in the zone. Pedro with it, but he's knocked down by number 15, Ryan Crawford. Crawford.
Scored number 10, Johnny Leonard. Assisted by number 3, Peter Cornella. Leonard's goal, 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
So Cornella gets an assist. It was Cornella in the corner. Went down, but did touch the puck and got it to Leonard, who walked in the middle of the ice and put home a wrister through a screen and beat LaRusso for a power play goal, making it 2-0. Leonard now with a goal and an assist. Long shot in from Max McKay. A tester for Keith Petrozelli, but makes the save and covers up with 2:56 to go. First period of play. It's 2-0 Cathedral here. The winner of this one will face off against Malden Catholic tomorrow night at 6 o'clock for the championship of the Springfield Cathedral Classic Hockey Tournament. Face off in the Cathedral end. Yannikopoulos sends one that goes off the side of the cage, and Cathedral breaks out. Cathedral playing 4 lines all the way here. This is Cole Foster down deep. Zampanti trying to get it up to Desmond. They get it out of the zone, but Cathedral picks it up quickly. Dan Petrick sends it back towards the line, misses connection over there, and St. Mary's picks it up momentarily, but nobody really controlling it for this 10 or 15 second period of play here. Bryce Peretz now will play it over to Petrick. They get it deep into the zone and will change. Max McKay back on it for the Spartans. Long pass up intended for Eric Pedro will go for icing with 2:04 to go in the first period of play. Scally now steps out of the box. The team part of the penalty was over a mere 7 seconds into his penalty, but rule in Massachusetts now is you do have to serve the rest of your penalty time personally until a whistle after the minute and a half expires, and Scally did just that. Cathedral controls off the draw, long shot in. It's loose behind the net. On it is Cornella. Cornella with an assist in the game. Gets it back up high to the point to Sabota, and Sabota rifles one off the crossbar and out of play. Matt Sabota, the senior. As they announced before the game, he's got a couple of goals and 8 assists this year. Good, hard-working senior defensive defenseman. Partnered up with Cam Griffin, the junior. Griffin with 13 points on the year. Now the officials are conversing here. They're trying to determine if it's in the zone or out of the zone. And for some reason, it's Mark Lee wants a further explanation, because if that puck went right off the stick of Sabota and off the crossbar, should be outside. So a St. Mary's guy must have touched it somewhere. Puck drawn into the corner. Tony tries the left wing side, but it's intercepted by Cronella. And Sabota for Cathedral gets it deep, takes a hit from McBurney. Riley Pratson now trying to come up with it, can't do so. And Andrew Kramer will send it around the far side, but picking it up there is Griffin. His shot into the middle is intercepted, and St. Mary starts the other way. John Powers over the line, sends it in the middle for Kramer. Kramer gets a backhand off, but it's right into the skates of Zach Pratson. Now Zach Pratson trying to go behind the net. Powers just tackles the Cathedral defenseman there. It was 11, Cam Griffin. They try to send Riley Pratson away. Does Sabota, nothing doing there. And St. Mary sends it in deep, and we'll forecheck again as we get close to a minute to play in period number 1. There's the announcement. Pratson hanging up the far blue line. He's got 2 Spartans to contend with, but Riley Pratson able to get it over to number 4, Cam Peretz, who got a wrist shot off. Peretz had the first goal for Cathedral, and he nearly had another one there. And Leonard, who had the second goal, nearly had another one there as it rifles off the crossbar. Mirabito now trying to beat Bryce Peretz up ice. They keep it in. I don't know why that wasn't offsides. It looked to me like Mirabito was still in when Pedro brought it back in, but the official's right there, and play continued correctly, the way they call it. Shot went high off of Cathedral player, or off of Petrozelli, into the netting, and the faceoff will come to the right of Keith Petrozelli with 35.5 seconds to go in period number 1. St. Mary's trailing it 2-0 here. Mirabito will get the draw. Here's a wrist shot by Mirabito right into the midsection of Petrozelli as Zampanti is sandwiched down by Petrick and by Peretz. Petrick, the sophomore, headed to Northeastern University in a couple of years, maybe more. 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Bryce Peretz, number 16, his defense partner. The draw is won by St. Mary's, but Titone's shot is blocked there by DJ Petrozelli. Mirabito with it in the middle. That almost a hand pass now. Max McKay trying to dance through the bodies at center ice. Long wrister sent in by Pedro, gloved by Petrozelli and laid down. Petrick and Mirabito collide. McKay intercepts, but that's offsides, and the whistle does go with 7.2 to go in period number 1. A little bit of crashing going on out. Crash test dummies out at center ice there. Pat Serio enjoying the action up here. We are high above ringside here. And now Zach Pratson's going to get a penalty here as he decided to try to get away with one, and he tripped up McBurney here as they were lining up for the faceoff. That's going to come at 14:53, and we'll put St. Mary's on the power play here. It's going to be, we'll see what they call it, but St. And now 4 seconds later, there are going to be matching penalties. Peretz and McBurney. Bryce Peretz. I'm not sure why. Oh, I guess the faceoff's outside because it was an offsides call. But 14:56 matching penalties. Zampanti with a shot from the sideboards that Petrozelli blocks with his big goalie stick. And the time clock runs down on period number 1, ending the first 15 minutes of play between Cathedral and St. Mary's. And at the end of that first period, it is 2-0 Springfield Cathedral. Goals coming off the sticks of Cam Peretz, number 4, tallying at 4:42 with assists to Leonard and Petrozelli. And then on a power play at 11:15, Johnny Leonard, the power play goal, an assist to Pete Cronella. That made it 2-0. Some penalties ensued. Just listening for the announcement at 14:52, Praxton went off for interference, and then just 4 seconds later, coincidental minors, matching minors to Bryce Peretz for Cathedral and to Sean McBurney for St. Mary's. Each get a minute and a half of roughing. The teams will skate even because of those matching penalties, but St. Mary's will have the power play for another minute and 23 seconds by virtue of the penalty on Zach Pratson that occurred just 4 seconds before that. So we're going to take a little break right here at the end of one period. It is 2-0 Springfield Cathedral over St. Mary's. St. Mary's came out like a house on fire in the first 2 or 3 minutes, had a couple of good chances, and then Cathedral weathered the storm. 4:42, they were able to get one on a kind of a sneaky goal on the near post by Cam Parrott's, a nice goal. And then Johnny Leonard on a power play made no mistake, a wicked wrister. Just 7 seconds into the power play opportunity, made it 2-0. That's where we stand after one. Along with Pat Serio, I'm Paul McNamara coming to you from Springfield, the Springfield Cathedral Classic Hockey Tournament at the end of one period. 2-0 Cathedral. We'll be back with second period action in a few minutes, folks. Welcome back, folks. Second period action here from Springfield, Cathedral and St. Mary's. It's Cathedral 2, St. Mary's no score after one. St. Mary's does have a power play for a little over a minute here, starting the second period, so we'll see if they can make something happen. They started out very well, but Cathedral was able to pick up a couple of goals later on in the period. Here's a shot in, short-handed, redirected and saved by LaRusso, the St. Mary's goaltender. He had a pretty good first period. They snuck one by him on the near post off the stick of Cam Parrott's, and then John Leonard beat LaRusso on a power play, and that's something a lot of goalies unfortunately can say. John Leonard beat them. He's done that 39 times this year. Here's a break for St. Mary's. Zampanti breaks by number 2, Matt Sabota, and Sabota's going to go off, and St. Mary's going to have a two-man power play here for 39 seconds. Opportunity knocking. Sabota is going to get a hold here. It's going to come at the 45-second mark of period number 2. Sabota for holding, and a two-man advantage for St. Mary's. DJ Petrozelli will be the forward up front. He's able to get it out of the zone, and giving chase is Leonard, so there's two forwards up front, Leonard and Petrozelli. Leonard with room, Leonard, and a goal! Through a screen, John Leonard scores, two men down! At 57 seconds of period number 2. Leonard with an assist to Petrozelli, if they call that the same way I saw it. A two-man shorthanded goal for the Panthers, and they keep the same guys out there. It's Leonard, Petrozelli, and number 7, Dan Petrick. So 3 guys that can play for anybody in this state out there trying to kill this penalty, and they do more than that. They score a goal. Short-handed by 2 men. John Powers now over the line, sends it in the middle, intercepted by Leonard. Powers in front, all alone is Kramer. The backhander is saved by Keith Petrozelli, and here comes Leonard again with Petrozelli again. One man out of the box, they're one man down, and Leonard's going to just rag it and kill some time. Skates all the way back to his own blue line and then lifts it far down into the St. Mary's end. Wow, almost for St. Mary's. A great chance for, it was Mike Desmond, not Kramer. Desmond is 17 now. He gives it to Kramer, who knocks it in deep for Powers. Powers will chase along with Dan Petrick. Cathedral still short-handed here for another 23 seconds. Max McKay with the pass over from his partner Zampanti. They get it up to Pedro, and there's a delayed offside here. It's a free clear for Cathedral, and Leonard just snaps at the length of the ice, and they're going to call icing here, but they're a man down. You can't call icing a man down. I mean, you can call it, but it's not going to be ruled that way, and they're going to drop it at center ice, and the linesman says, my fault. And the faceoff will come at center ice, so a break for, well, let's say who the break's for there. I mean, it's not going to go down in the Cathedral end. Cam Griffin will hurry back. We're down to 4 seconds to go on the Cathedral penalty, and Riley Pratson through center. Pratson 1-on-3, cuts to the right and gets off a nifty backhander that LaRusso makes the stop on. So maybe St. Mary's the old joke. Maybe they'll.
Score number 10, Johnny Leonard. No assistant goal at 57 seconds. Leonard all alone, 57-second mark.
Well, I think DJ Petrozelli might have gotten cheated out of an assist there. The St. Mary's guy did touch it between the time Petrozelli cleared it and Leonard picked it up. But St. Mary's is going to call timeout here.
1 minute timeout.
They're just a little bit shell-shocked here. Leonard now has a power play goal and a goal while his team was shorthanded by 2 men. He's got 2 out of the 3 Cathedral goals, and by my count, that's his 40th goal of the year, if the stats I got today were correct. John Leonard with 2 tonight would give him 40 for the year and 64 points. 65 points because he assisted on the first goal. The guy's a machine. He's a point machine. So Coach Lee, calling a timeout, just wants to talk it over with the boys and settle down. You just came out of the locker room and you had a power play opportunity, and all of a sudden the power play opportunity's gone. A 2-man advantage is gone. Your 2-goal deficit is now a 3-goal deficit, and you got these guys all rested. All 30 or 40 of them that skate out there for Cathedral. They are deep, they play everybody, and by the way, they've got a pretty good goaltender. Tough team to beat, and St. Mary's has to go back to the drawing board and just take it 1 shift at a time and see what they can come up with. Goaltender Andrew LaRusso will skate back, number 40, to our left, and LaRusso played a pretty good first period again, especially in light of you playing a team with upwards of however many goals they have on the season. I had that here a few minutes ago, but lost in the shuffle. Cathedral, offensive zone faceoff. Cronella will go down low looking for Pratson. Intercepted momentarily by Zampanti. He gets it up to his brother, Mark to Mike. They get it to Mirabito in the middle. Mirabito will backhand it deep. Petrozelli out to play it. Pedro nearly beat him to it, and Cronella circles back. Big Pete Cronella, number 3, lugs it up to center over the red line. Can't get it in deep, and now icing is waved off as it did go off a Cathedral player. Now Petrozelli clears it by McBurney deep into the St. Mary's end. Riley Pratson first on it there. Pratson gets it to his brother, Zach Pratson. Cathedral plays with it near side. Max McKay now lifts it up the boards, and they're able to get it out. Here's McBurney picking it up at center ice. McBurney over the line. McBurney, nice move in, and he can't find the handle as Petrozelli pokes it off his stick. A little bit of interference that Cathedral was able to get away with as the play ensued. And now Riley Pratson comes the other way, smartly dumps it in deep and will change. Tony now trying to clear for St. Mary's, gets it to McBurney, who gets it to center, but Petrozelli picks it up. Petrozelli twice can't get it by the forecheck there of Kramer. Nice job by Frankel, I'm sorry, Austin Frankel 18. Andrew Kramer is 24. Here they come the other way. This is Cam Peretz. Peretz with the first goal of the game, goes deep into the right wing corner, circles the net. Peretz still with it. Cam Peretz hands it off to Leonard. Leonard in front to DJ Petrozelli. Petrozelli, nice pass over the way, across the way to Peretz. In the corner to Leonard. Leonard shields the puck with his body. Leonard gets it again. Leonard trying to take it away from 2 players. Pushes away at Mike Desmond. Cathedral gets it in deep, and back on it is, finally on it there is Kramer for St. Mary's. They get it up ice to Desmond, but he can't control, and circling back to pick it up is number 2, Matt Saboter. Saboter quickly up to Peretz. Peretz drop pass for Leonard. Leonard takes a hit from Tereni, and now St. Mary's able to clear. Mirabito trying to be sent away there by Yanakopoulos. Mirabito with it behind the net, but he's 1-on-4 for the moment, 1-on-5 for the moment. Mirabito, nice job to hang on to it until help arrives in the person of Zampanti. Zampanti in the corner, can't come up with it. Mirabito, good job before checking. They get it to the line and outside the zone, and McKay goes back, wrists it deep into the left wing corner, picked up there by number 2, Saboter. Saboter up the left side for DJ Petrozelli. Petrozelli's long pass cross ice intended for Peretz, who was out there a long time. Misses connection, but icing is waved off. Now Zampanti trying to go up the left side. Intercepted over there by number 16, Bryce Peretz. Kind of some back and forth play at center ice now as Kyle Kazeroy tries to knock it in deep, the sophomore. He does, but St. Mary's able to get it out, and icing is indicated here as Petrick goes back to get it, but the icing whistle will go. And with 9:28 to go in the middle period of play, and Cathedral leading it 3-0, the faceoff will come to the right of goaltender Andrew LoRusso, in net for St. Mary's. On the draw is number 20, Devin Tung for Cathedral. John Powers is waved out of there for St. Mary's, and McBurney will step in now. Puck controlled by Cathedral. Tim Zamuda behind the net. Zamuda doing great work to get it away from two St. Mary's players. Centering past to Tung, the backhand goes wide. Great job by this line for Cathedral of forechecking. 22, Kazeroy made a nice centering pass and scoring attempt there for Cathedral. Now the rink width pass goes off the stick of McBurney up into the netting over atop the penalty box area, the penalty bench area, as they say in the Canadian rule book. And now Cole Foster will center this line with Joe Brasso. He was on the far side there on the right wing. I believe it's Sal Kakoyanakis, 24. This group presses. Nice play to get it back on the point to Sabota, but now it jumps over the stick of Cam Griffin back to center ice. He'll play catch with Sabota, back to Griffin. Griffin now looking up ice, tries to get it up to Brasso. His dump in is caught up first to by Titoni for St. Mary's, but now good play in the corner by Kakoyanakis, trying to get it over to number 8, Cole Foster. Foster now 1-on-3 forecheck there, and finally St. Mary's trying to get possession. Desmond only had one hand on it and couldn't get it by the forecheck of the Panthers. The net popped off the post on our right side, the left of Andrew LoRusso, and with 8:13 to go, a faceoff will take place to the left of LoRusso in the St. Mary's end. It's 3-0 Cathedral, 8:13 to go in period number 2. Trying to pick up some scores from around the state for you. We do know it looks like BC High held on to win that game over Archbishop Williams. Now a wrist shot by Petrick goes wide, and quickly on it was Riley Pratzen trying to jam it in the near side, and the net jumped off the post once again. Dan Petrick right on top of that one. Petrick and Peretz, the P-squared boys out here, the two right shots, 7 and 16. Great offensive players, setting up the guys up front and getting shots in on their own. Mirabito now circles, leaves it behind for McKay, and McKay trying to send it up for Zampanti. Good pinch over there, or forecheck rather, by Zach Pratzen. And now Cronella, nice job right through the slot area. Cronella stick handling in a phone book, and Zach Pratzen's shot is deflected high. Puck kind of loose there, and Pratzen throws a huge hit into Mirabito, and he's going to get called for that. They're going to call interference. So Zach Pratzen will take another trip to the penalty box here. This one's going to come at 7:24 of period number 2. Zach Pratzen for interference, so chance for St. Mary's to chip away here on the power play. Max McKay will send it through a screen. It's deflected. Petrozelli able to get a pad on it. I think it was McBurney who redirected it in front. It's going to take a play like that for St. Mary's to get on the board, I think, to get one by big Petrozelli here. McBurney weaving his way through center ice, trying to get away from DJ Petrozelli. Petrozelli and Leonard out there killing the penalty, as they often do up front, and they're always a threat. Now Leonard will come off, and Petrozelli will come off as well, and they'll send out Peter Cronella and Riley Pratzen to man the forward positions on the man down. And boy, Cronella almost had a chance to send Pratzen away on a shorthanded breakaway attempt there. Long pass up to Cronella. He redirects it with his skate deep into the St. Mary's end. We're down to 36 seconds to go on the St. Mary's power play. Mirabito will go back and get it. Mirabito is the guy who took that big hit from Pratzen. Is Mark Zampanti up to Mirabito. Mirabito through center ice, trying to get through two Cathedral players, and does. He goes down the left side, trying to get around 16 Parrots. Mirabito still with it. Will set up power play on this side. Gets it to Pedro in front. Pedro looks like he was trying to pass it over to Zampanti. It got partially deflected. Petrozelli wasted little time in getting that big catching glove mitt over atop the puck and stopping play here with 12 seconds to go on the man down for Cathedral in their end, and 6:17 to go in the second period of play. Cathedral leading it 3-0. Face off to the left of Petrozelli. Cathedral trying to get it out of harm's way here and kill off this penalty. It goes off the stick of Leonard at center ice. Scally will backhand it in deep, and giving chase there is Sabota. Sabota will come around, and man out of the box is Pratzen. It's a 3-on-2, and there's a hooking potential call. It's not called, as Cathedral on the offense once again. Pratzen out of the box and out there now. He will change up with his brother Riley Pratzen. Riley Pratzen knocked down by McKay. There's a delayed call here coming up on St. Mary's. It's going to be interference, I believe, on McKay. Leonard with it up high. They've got the goaltender out. That one's, now the net is off, way off its mooring. So with 5:32 to go, the penalty's going to go to St. Mary's. And another power play opportunity for Cathedral. Number 11, Robert Pagliuca. We'll wait for the announcement, but the last time Cathedral had the power play, it took them 7 seconds. This time, looks like it's going to take them at least that long, as Leonard sets up shop on the far side. Back up top to Parrots. Down low to Pratzen in the middle to Cronella, and a score! It was Pagliuca for a hook. This time it took them, let's see, 9:41. It took them 13 seconds. Power play goal. And it's 4-0. That thing was just tic-tac-toe. I think it's Cronella from Pratzen and Petrick, but we'll wait for the official. Could have given an assist to everybody out there. Leonard touched it too, but he wasn't close enough to the final goal to get an assist. 4-0 now, a deeper hole for St. Mary's. Mirabito out there, his line's been the best for St. Mary's tonight. Mirabito, Zampanti, and Pedro. Mirabito now trying to get it deep. Goes onto the stick of Ryan Crawford. Crawford up the left side for Cam Parrots. Cam Parrots trying to find Pratzen. They mixed the lineup a little here as they've taken the guys off the power play and mixed up the other guys on their lines and sent them out there for a shift. Tung is in the middle with Zach Pratzen on the right and Cam Parrots on the left. This is Devin Tung. Devin Tung over the line, 2-on-2. Off to Parrots, a shot and a save by LaRusso. Nice left pad save. Good bid there by Cam Parrots. He has one, he was going for another. Tung now will send it across ice for number 6 King, who will dump it deep. Giving chase down there is Kazaroy, the sophomore, 22. Can't come up with it. And now he does come up with it. Kazaroy behind the net. He's got help in front. Great centering pass onto the stick of Brendan Namer. Namer shot it over the net. They press once again. This is Zamuda out there. And finally, St. Mary's able to clear, but good back check by Brendan Namer. and they send it in deep for Kazaroyd once again. Kazaroyd pinched back there by Tony. There's 3 Panthers on the puck, and now centering pass goes up high and splits the defense with the pass out between Peretz and Petrick. Zampanti's forecheck can't connect, and sent away is Kazaroyd. Kazaroyd over the line, a good wrist shot as he cut to the middle. The left shot coming off the right wing, and a good save by LaRusso. 3:23 to go now. And Cathedral on top 4-0. We'll see if the announcement comes on that last goal.
Cathedral goal, scorer number 3, Peter Canella. Assistant number 5, Riley Pratson. Number 16, Bryce Peretz. Number 4, 19 minutes and 41 seconds.
Bryce Peretz gets a second assist. Riley Pratson gets an assist, and Canella gets the goal, the power play goal. That came at 9:41, a minute 4-0, and now some bumping and a big hit there on Sal Kakoyanakis by McKay, and right back comes Cathedral, and an elbow here as McBurney caught Petrick up high. They're going to call high stick. Looked more like an elbow to me, but one way or the other, Cathedral's going to get a power play. And it's going to be McBurney, and the call's going to come at 12:06. So twice they've given Cathedral a power play, and twice they've paid for it. Now St. Mary's will change up the forwards here. It's not McBurney. It's number 18, Frankel. I'm sorry. It was 18, not 19, my mistake. But Cathedral on the power play once again. Peretz up top. Peretz to Leonard on the far side. Kicks it back to himself. Leonard with room. Skates to the middle. Leonard looks. Long wrister in. Glove by LaRusso. Not a typical Johnny Leonard move there. He's coming away from the puck, and he had power play guys, and he took a wrist shot that LaRusso saw all the way. Good save. DJ Petrozelli on the draw, controlled by St. Mary's. Tony can't clear, and Bryce Peretz keeps it in. Over to Leonard, up to Peretz, one-timer, and a goal! .12:31, so this time it took him 25 seconds of power play opportunity, but Bryce Peretz, the defenseman, on senior night, the senior defenseman tallies one. Johnny Leonard set him up. So fourth point of the night for Leonard. We'll see if a second assist is added as well, and it's 5-0. And St. Mary's going to make a goaltending change as Connor Jennings, the senior, is going to go in. And LaRusso did a good job out there, the freshman, but he is, I think if you looked up the word beleaguered in the dictionary right now, you'd see a picture of Andrew LaRusso. Just an onslaught of offense by Cathedral. So Connor Jennings takes over in goal for Salem. And Cathedral right back at it. Cam Griffin down the sideboards for Cam Peretz. Back to Griffin. Saved there by Jennings right off the bench. Long shot in, knocked down by McKay. Cam Peretz can't come up with it, and they toss it out to center ice. Icing is waved off as Matt Saboter will chase it back for Cathedral. Knocks it off the backboards to his partner Griffin. Quickly up to Cam Peretz. Peretz up on the right side for Saboter, the defenseman. Saboter and Pratson give chase. Zach Pratson knocks down one defender, Zampanti. Zampanti right back up at it. And Tung now fighting there as well. And finally McKay able to ring it around the boards, but can't get it out of the zone. Peretz turns and fires it in deep. Zampanti will go for it there. And Zampanti and Saboter ran into each other, and now Pratson is going to go for interference, and that's the hat trick of penalties for Pratson tonight, as he's going to take another seat here at 13:32. And they're all for interference. Zach Pratson, 3 interference penalties tonight. And St. Mary's with yet another power play opportunity here, but the scary part is it's Petrozelli and Leonard out there killing the penalty for Cathedral. Peretz tries to bang it down ice, and it's intercepted by Scally. Scally knocks it in deep. Puck comes loose to Pedro. Pedro over to Mirabito. Mirabito circles away from Peretz. Peretz knocks it up the boards for Leonard. Finds Petrozelli streaking through center ice. Petrozelli one-on-one. DJ Petrozelli, a wrist shot. A save there by Jennings. Scally knocks it away from the forecheck of Patrick. Patrick was in deep. Now they get it up to Mirabito on the far line, but he can't get it by Bryce Peretz, and they send it deep with 38 seconds to go on the penalty to Pratson. Leonard steals. Leonard, another shorthanded bid. Leonard tripped up. He still got the puck. John Leonard, shorthanded, backpedals to center. Now flips it deep into the St. Mary's end. John Leonard just... Riley Pratson now steals. Pratson can't walk out front as Zampanti gets a stick up high, and they blow the whistle with the puck still loose, and Riley Pratson kind of shaking out the cobwebs there as he took a stick to the head. John Leonard is just, you'd say he's a one-man gang out there, but there's about 10 of these guys. And here's a couple more. Pratson out there with Cronella. 17 seconds to go on the St. Mary's man advantage. McBurney tries to get it to Zampanti, quickly over to McKay. Max McKay, the freshman, up through center. McKay down the middle. McKay, shot is blocked by Griffin. Centering pass, Sabota intercepts, and the buzzer goes, ending the second period of play, and the rest of the penalty to Pratson will carry over into the third period, just another 2 seconds. So Cathedral essentially has killed that penalty off as well. And they put up 3 goals in the second period. They come in leading it 2-0 at 57 seconds. John Leonard got his second of the night. This one, while his team was 2 men short, made it 3-0. Then at 9:41, Cathedral with another power play goal. We're going to get the last. DJ Petrozelli picks up an assist on that last one, but second goal of the period was Peter Cronella from Riley Pratson and Bryce Peretz. That came at 9:41, a power play goal. The second power play goal of the night for Cathedral. That made it 4-0. And then at 12:31, Cathedral with the third power play goal of the night. This one off the stick of Bryce Peretz, his second point of the night. He's got an assist now. He had a goal, and that made it 5-0. Assist going to John Leonard, his 4th point of the night, and to DJ Petrozelli, his 2nd assist of the night. So the point parade keeps on coming for the Panthers as Springfield Cathedral leads it 5-0 after 2 periods of play. And St. Mary's changed goaltenders near the end after it was 4-0. They pulled out Andrew LaRusso, who had done a pretty good job. But as I said at the time, he is beleaguered and will enjoy his rest. He was relieved by Connor Jennings, the senior out of Salem, and Jennings proceeded to make a couple of very good saves as he was put in there cold, and see if he goes the rest of the way for Coach Mark Lee and try to hold off these high-flying Springfield Cathedral Panthers. After 2 from Springfield, along with Pat Serio, I'm Paul McNamara. It is 5-0 Cathedral as they try to finish things off and set the date officially for the meeting with Malden Catholic tomorrow night at 6 o'clock right here in this building at the Olympia in the finals of the Springfield Cathedral Classic Hockey Tournament. We'll be back with third period action after this. Well, welcome back, folks. We've seen 5 periods of hockey. We got 1 left tonight. Third period of the St. Mary's and Springfield Cathedral game. Straight ahead. After 2, it's 5-0 Cathedral. The Panthers have scored in a variety of ways. They've got 3 power plays. They've got an even strength goal. And they've got 1 scored while they were 2 men down. And they start this period a man down, but just for 2 seconds. As Zach Pratson, uncharacteristically, has picked up 3 minor penalties tonight. He's out of the box now. He's out there with his regular line mates once again. Here he is, number 9. He's with his brother Riley, number 5, and number 3, Pete Cronella. Mirabito's line out there with Zampanti and Pedro. This is Zampanti trying to get through Petrick. They get into the corner. Mirabito's centering pass comes all the way back to the line to Mark Zampanti. Mark Zampanti down the boards to Mike Zampanti. And now Parrott's able to get it around the net, around the back of the net. Bryce Parrott's and comes over to Cronella, goes over to Cronella on the far side, quickly up to Zach Pratson. Zach Pratson, a couple of strides into the St. Mary's end, a long snapshot, a save there by the goaltender Connor Jennings. Jennings on in relief for Andrew LaRusso. And a good save there by the senior Jennings out of Salem. Faceoff will come to his left. First minute of play, third period, 14:11 to go. 5-0 Cathedral. John Powers, down number 4 for St. Mary's, will take the draw with DJ Petrozelli. Controlled by the Spartans. McBurney trying to get it up quickly to number 18, Frankel. Frankel goes deep into the corner with 11, Cam Griffin for Cathedral, and John Leonard able to skate it out for Cathedral. Leonard with a burst of speed over the right wing, stops, centering the pass attempted across the way, intercepted by Frankel. Here's Frankel in alone. Frankel shot a save, and we may see a penalty shot here. There's a slash call. I don't see the call for penalty shot. Frankel was in, and he is hurting as he got hacked viciously there by Saboter. I mean, it's one thing to, vicious may be the wrong word. It was a strong, solid slash, I guess, and Kramer's hurting. Frankel, rather. Austin Frankel was in alone. 1:15 of the third is the time, and Leonard now is tripped up at center ice, but Leonard and Petrozelli killing that penalty. They're a dangerous duo, man down. We've said that repeatedly tonight. But a good play by Frankel there to make that play and get through center ice and skate away and force Saboter into the penalty. St. Mary sends it in deep. Keith Petrozelli tries to clear it, intercepted by Mirabito. On it in the corner is Zampanti trying to get it back to McKay. The pass to McKay intercepted for the moment by Leonard. Leonard can't control, and St. Mary's has to dump it in and chase. They're on the man advantage here. Now Bryce Parrots will send it up deep for Leonard, but goes the length of the ice, and no harm, no foul as they're killing a penalty. Penalty is halfway over now. Long pass up for Mirabito, and not sure why icing was waved off there. Keith Petrozelli way out of the net playing. The puck circles it around for Cam Parrots. They come 2-on-3 shorthanded. Parrots up to Pratson. Pratson in the middle for Parrots. He kicked it in. That's going to be waved off as Zach Pratson saw Parrots headed for the net. Nice pass back, but Parrots, Cam Parrots, very clearly kicked it in with his left foot. And, Cathedral will now get a shorthanded draw in the offensive zone with 27 seconds to go on the penalty, and Clay Yanakopoulos skates it out for St. Mary's. Can't get it by the official on the far side, and Powers has to circle back and backhand it in. Long breakout pass for Zach Pratson. He can't control, and Scally sends it in deep, but never reaches the backboards, and number 15, Ryan Crawford, clears it. Down to 2 seconds, 1 second now on the penalty, and it is over. Cathedral has successfully killed off another one as Saboter skates to the bench. Peter Cronella now works it away from Powers. Cronella now winds it around the board, stopped over there by Titoni. Titoni sends it in deep. First on it is Yanakopoulos. Backhand centering pass, intercepted by number 11, Cam Griffin. Good play to get it up ice to Riley Pratson. Back to Cam Griffin. Griffin will chip it into the right wing corner. Scally on it there for St. Mary's, up to Tereni. Tereni can't get it out. They keep it in, and now they finally do get it out. The freshman Ryan Tereni, number 77, trying to go on big Bryce Parrots. Parrots calmly slides it across to Dan Petrick. Petrick up the middle, head up, smartly. Nice move to the left. Top of the circle, shot goes off the pads of McKay and stopped ultimately by Connor Jennings. Cathedral stays on the attack. Riley Pratson trying to get it back to Bryce Parrots, and now St. Mary's able to clear. They get it over on the right side to number 11, Robert Pagliuca. Pagliuca gets it in deep and heads for the bench, and gives Bryce Peretz a lot of room to skate out. He sends it up to Tim Zamuda. Zamuda topples over Max McKay. Devin Tongue now with it. Will come over this way to Kyle Kazaroid. Kazaroid deep into the right wing corner, trying to get away from Zampanti. Both Zampanti brothers, as a matter of fact. Now bodies clash along the near boards. Controlled by Mirabito finally. Mirabito will come out 1-on-3. He's got help there with Eric Pedro. Mirabito turns and fires it in deep. Zampanti trying to go on Jacob King. Hits King into the boards. King comes back and able to get it out to center ice to Devin Tongue. Tongue into the middle to Kazaroy. The one-timer blocked by the pads of Steve Tittoni. Puck loose behind the St. Mary's cage. Finally, Mirabito. Dangerous pass, but right onto the stick of Zampanti. Zampanti in the middle, looking for help with Frankel. They're in a line change. Frankel now behind the net. Frankel, a chip backhanded pass for Kramer. Now Kramer, the defenseman, in tight, but Cathedral able to clear with under 10 minutes to go. And Cathedral leading it 5-0. Frankel now near boards, can't come up with it. Tittoni over to his partner, that is Kramer. Kramer quickly up the Powers, who redirects it in to the right of Keith Petrozelli. Saboter now up the left wing side for Brasso. Brasso comes all the way across ice. He's watched by Yannikopoulos. Yannikopoulos comes up with it, goes backwards for a moment, but finds some ice and dumps it in deep. Saboter back on it there. Matt Saboter finds some skating room up the right side. Saboter all the way up over the red, over the blue. Saboter trying to play like a forward, just caroms hard into Tereni. And I think Saboter's going to get an interference call here as he followed the puck and knocked Tereni right off the play. And this faceoff's going to come all the way down the other end here with 9:03 to go. So Cathedral headed to the box once again, and Saboter, that's back-to-back for him. It's also his third of the night. It's going to come at 5:57. That's another interference. You know, just looking ahead to tomorrow night, not to get away from this one, but his Mirabito with a shot right off the faceoff, saved by Petrozelli. You know, the way Cathedral can score on the power play, Malden Catholic has to be careful not to get in the box, but conversely, Cathedral has to be careful not to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 penalties. That's not a good way to play Malden Catholic either. But it does give Leonard and Petrozelli more ice time out there, I'll tell you that. Now a long flip up by Petrick, and it's a 2-on-1, Leonard and Petrozelli, but getting back quickly is Pedro. What a play by Leonard to score. The stick handle away from McKay. Another shorthanded goal for the Panthers. First goal of the third period is a shorthander, and it's a hat trick for Johnny Leonard. It's going to come at 6:20 of the third. I think, not sure, but it might have been Dan Petrick who lifted that long and high for Johnny Leonard. Now Cronella dumps it in deep. Smart way to play if you're at center ice when you're a man down. Just knock it deep and make them come out. Andrew Kramer now behind the net. Banks it off the backboards for Scally. Scally trying to get it away from Zach Pratzen, but Pratzen comes up with it, looking for Cronella. Pratzen dumps it in deep, and Kramer will chase. Petrick does get an assist. I thought Keith Petrozelli might have gotten one there too, but they give it just to Petrick, and here's Petrick on the rush again, shorthanded. Petrick looking for Cronella. Scally intercepts it in the middle. We're down to 22 seconds on the penalty for Cathedral, and Frankel just gets it over the line and dumps it in deep, and retreating for it is, I believe that's Bryce Peretz, who just tees it up and sends it 190 feet the length of the ice. Mike Desmond now trying to carry it in for the Spartans. Penalty to Saboter is over. Cathedral has not just killed off another penalty, they've got another shorthander to make it 6-0. Far side Zamuda Gets it back to number 4, Cam Peretz, cross ice to Jacob King, who knocks it out of the field of play, as it were, off the ice surface, and faceoff's going to come right at center ice here with 7:16 to go in the third period, and Cathedral on top 6-0. Mirabito will take the draw here with Devin Tung. Faceoff controlled by Mirabito for St. Mary's, gets it quickly to Pedro. Pedro looking for Mirabito, headed for the net. Mirabito catches up, but Petrozelli got there first. Now Mirabito with it, trying to jam it far side. I think he missed the angle there. I think he had Petrozelli beaten, but it rolled off the side of his stick. Coming the other way is Devon Tung. Tung, far side, stops, tries to center. Looking for King near side, jumps out to center ice. King will skate it back towards the line and find Tung across the way, but Kazaroy was still trying to hustle to get out of the zone, and offsides is called here with 6:47 to go, third period of play, and the faceoff's going to come on the far side, just outside the St. Mary's blue line. Taking the draw will be John Powers for St. Mary's against Cole Foster for the Panthers. Comes back to Petrick, but Petrick can't get it by McBurney. 2-on-1. McBurney looks, fires, save. Petrozelli, rebound off the side of the cage. That was number 18, Austin Frankel, headed to the net. Great play by Powers to set up Frankel, and now comes outside the zone. McKay will dump it in deep and wait for his troops to clear. Anthony Bladd is out there for the Panthers. I believe his first shift of the night. Good to see everyone getting some ice time. Scally now bounces it off the far boards, and it jumps to center past Joe Brasso. Comes back to Petrick. Petrick finds an open man up the middle. It is Cole Foster. Foster quickly off to Brasso. Brasso a long shot in, gloved down there by Connor Jennings, and he'll tie it up with 6:03 to go as both teams will change. And Cathedral's going to send out Leonard Petrozelli and Cam Peretz once again. Mike Desmond's line for St. Mary's will be out there with Tereni and Yannikopoulos. Battle along the near boards. Finally, Desmond able to get it up the center, and now once again the clock is off. This happened once in the first game. Yannikopoulos and Sabota exchanging pleasantries here, and faceoff's going to come at center ice, much like in the first game. No harm, no foul. It was kind of a harmless play at center ice when the buzzer went, and this time they face it off, and St. Mary's controls off the draw. Goes to the far side to Kramer. Kramer up by Yannikopoulos. Yannikopoulos shoved into the boards by number 11 Cam Griffin, and Griffin's going to get a penalty here. See if it's just a minor. It could be a boarding, it could be from behind. 9:27 is the time of the call. Cam Griffin is going to sit for a minute and a half. So another penalty, another man disadvantage situation. It's a major. It's a 4-minute major for Griffin. So St. Mary's can score as many times as they want, and they Cathedral will not get a guy back, and they need some, and they're going to go 2 men up. They should give him the puck here, but walking in is Zampanti. It's loose in front, and finally touched up by Riley Pratson, but big 16, Bryce Peretz is going to get a trip here. Boy, Cathedral in a parade to the box. And St. Mary's will be 2 men up here. This one is going to come at 9:46. Major hit from behind. So that does not carry, there's not another guy in there, so it doesn't carry a game misconduct, that call. St. Mary's, 2 men up, the shot deflected by Frankel up into the netting behind the net. And faceoff's going to come outside as they'll discuss this. The St. Mary's guys will, but the official's decision is going to stand here. And the 2 men down, Cathedral has a couple of forwards out there, Leonard and Petrozelli, along with defenseman Petrick. And the last time they were 2 men down, they scored a goal. And here's Leonard again. He's got 3 tonight out of the 6, including a shorthander, a power play, and an even strength, I believe. Leonard holding the stick of McKay. That's a penalty. Oh, now McKay's going to get a penalty. This is... Leonard has to get a hold, and why they're calling McKay on this is crazy. How McKay gets called on that is beyond me. And now a misconduct's going to be called on Tetoni. This is a little out of hand here now. I have no idea why McKay got called unless it was unsportsmanlike. Leonard was holding the stick, and his penalty won't even start until the penalty to Bryce Peretz is over. The one good thing for St. Mary's is they get Leonard off the ice. Leonard has 2 shorthanded, one man short, one 2 men short, and he's got a power play. He doesn't have one even strength yet. Well, we're going to need an abacus over there to keep these things straight, but Max McKay got wronged there, I believe. So a 1-man advantage now for St. Mary's instead of 5-on-3. It's a 2-man advantage. So I don't know how they're going to calculate this one, but Marabito over the line. It's still a 2-man advantage for St. Mary's. They get it to Mark Zampanti. Over to Powers. Closes. Powers shot. Saved by Keith Petrozelli. Mike Zampanti with the rebound. Mike Zampanti in the corner. Back to Mark Zampanti. Cross ice to Powers. A one-timer there. And Petrick, nice job to knock Pedro off the puck, but Pedro up with it. Pedro circles. Rister. Cronella stops it. It's in his pants. And drops out of his pants, but the whistle will go, and the faceoff will come to the left of Keith Petrozelli with 28 seconds to go on the first penalty to Bryce Peretz, but then the penalty to Leonard will start. So we're going to keep our eye on that box. Back to Powers at the point, over to Mark Zampanti. Mark Zampanti back to Powers. Powers in the corner to Pedro. Back to Powers. John Powers up high. A wrister off the pads of Cronella, then off the pads of Sabota, and cleared. Powers will go back into the St. Mary's end to pick it up. A lot of skating room here, 5-on-3. Powers all the way into the zone. Powers down deep. Powers, the wrister, saved by Keith Petrozelli. The pass out front by Sabota goes off his goalie and drops in front, but Keith Petrozelli right on top of it. And Bryce Peretz now out of the box. This is wrong. They're not supposed to have a guy back. This is wrong. They're supposed to be 2 men up. He shouldn't be on the ice. Well, if I were the coach, I'd be asking. I don't think you get that guy back. Well, I'm not sure. Well, I guess the call is Leonard's call was coincidental with McKay's, so it did not create another man disadvantage. So my mistake. I apologize. It's a 5-on-4 for St. Mary's for another minute 45. Still carrying on with the major penalty that was called on Cam Griffin. Puck loose. Petrozelli trying to cover up. St. Mary's trying to get a goal out of this somehow. Turning and firing is Mike Desmond, but it goes wide, and the Panthers able to clear. Out of the net to stop it is Connor Jennings. He's got Petrozelli forechecking. They get it over to Kramer. Bounces off the boards, but Petrick knocks it in deep to kill more time with a minute 17 to go on the man advantage for the Spartans. Now they send Kramer away. Frankel and Desmond forechecking in the corner. It comes to Frankel, over to Scally. The shot goes way above the net, off the glass. Desmond trying to play it in the corner to McBurney. Now Riley Pratson jumps on it. Pratson 1-on-4. Pratson into the middle, dances further to the middle. Stopped there by Scally finally, and Pedro quickly on the ice off the bench will lay it over to Kramer. Kramer up ice for McBurney. McBurney circles back. Sean McBurney, head of steam, over the line, tries to find Pedro in the middle. Bounces off of Pedro's stick. We're down to under a half a minute of power play time left and under 2 minutes in the hockey game. Cathedral able to get it to center, and Zach Pratson runs into Nico Scally. Far side, Petrick knocks it off the boards, intended for Kazaroid. And now Zach Pratson throws a hit, and Bryce Petrick gets it in the, Petrick gets it in the zone. Penalty is over on the far side to Griffin, but now we're going to get more penalty activity. I think this one's going to be on St. Mary's. This is going to be Mike Zampanti. No, it's going to be number 23, Nico Scally. It's going to come at 13:34. We're almost running out of space on the paper with penalties here. Interference seems to be a kind of the go-to call, so we suspect it'll be interference. Power play back out there for Cathedral, and Johnny Leonard scores. Leonard's going to pick up a goal, another goal. This is going to come from Riley Pratson and Bryce Peretz, I believe. Pardon me, Leonard's fourth goal of the night. He's got 2 power play goals, a shorthander, and a 2-man short goal. This is going to come at 13:45 of period number 3 to make it 7-0. So Malden Catholic wins 7-1. Cathedral right now has them one better, leading at 7-0. A little bit more than a minute left in the hockey game. Jacob King now up the middle for Devin Tung. Tung takes a hit from McBurney. Frankel tries to get it up towards the zone. Powers backhands it in. McBurney gives chase on King. McBurney and King run into each other. Now crisp pass across ice off the stick of Cam Peretz up for Zach Pratson. Zach Pratson will move deep in the zone. Pratson circles the net. Zach Pratson far side looking. Zach Pratson trying to find Petrick down low. They get it up high again to Zach Pratson. Nice play by McBurney. Terrific play by Sean McBurney to go all out and then swipe at it and get it out of harm's way and out of trouble for the moment. But Cathedral right back on it. Kyle Willett now out there, and a long slap shot deflected just wide. Bryce Peretz let that one fly with 8 seconds to go, and Cathedral not giving up. It's like they want that 8th goal. Somehow Coach Foley must have said it's 8 or it's none, because they are hell-bent on putting another one in the net. They want to end this thing in style, according to them. Cole Foster now will be out there to take the face-off with Mike Desmond for St. Mary's. Petrick down deep into the corner, Dan Petrick. Petrick can't get it out front, and Mark Zampanti skates it away as the buzzer goes. And say one thing about Cathedral, they played till the final buzzer. Dan Petrick, one of the finest defensemen in the state, is still out there up 7-0 and playing offensive in the left wing corner. They play 45 minutes straight. Always looking for another one. Don't lose that edge with a big game tomorrow night. So Cathedral makes it 19-0-2. And St. Mary's will go home with a loss, but a hard-fought loss. Seemed like it was a lot closer than a 7-0 game. Just penalties galore for both teams, and a lot of odd man goals here as 1, 2, 3, 4 power play goals for Cathedral, a 1-man shorthand goal, and a 2-man shorthand goal for Cathedral. Out of their 7, they only got 1 goal, even strength. So the power of the special teams well in evidence tonight. For St. Mary's, they came out strong. They actually carried the play the first few minutes of the game and trailed it 2-0 after 1. Cathedral upped it to 5-0 after 2 and finished things off with a goal at 6:20 of the third and 13:45 of the third, both off the stick of John Leonard, a shorthander and a power play. So for Leonard tonight, 4 goals, 2 power plays, a shorty and a 2-man shorty. And terrific job by Keith Petrozelli in net for Springfield Cathedral. Another shutout. Don't even have that stat in front of us, how many shutouts, but he was as strong as he had to be, made some great stops, and kept St. Mary's off the board and finished things off for his team as the guys up front did what they do, and they were able to put 7 in the net down the other end. So the final in the nightcap tonight, Springfield Cathedral Panthers 7, the St. Mary's Spartans nothing. Tomorrow night it will be at 6 o'clock in the championship game. Springfield Cathedral hosting Malden Catholic. Both teams are undefeated. MC at 11-0-2, Cathedral at 19-0-2, and something has to give in that one. And in the consolation game at 4 o'clock, it will be the St. Mary's Spartans and the Hamden High School Green Dragons out of Hamden, Connecticut. So join us for both those games. We'll have them both live for you here. The nightcap will be the game of the year to this point. Number 1 and number 2 in Massachusetts, squaring off at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, right here at MyHokeyLive with Pat Serio, and I will be here, God willing, tomorrow night to bring you all the action. So we'll say goodnight from Springfield. For Pat Serio, terrific job. We thank Sullivan Tire. We thank MyHokeyLive. We thank Dr. Peter Drennan and the book 16. We thank iSlides, and we thank the Friends of Malden Catholic Hockey and the Malden Catholic parents, all for chipping in to help us bring you a couple of great hockey games from Springfield tonight at MyHokeyLive. And again, folks, sponsorships, partnerships are available for the tournament at myhockeylive.com. Go to info@myhockeylive.com and tell your friends they can watch some great hockey live right here online for the rest of the season, starting tomorrow night. Thanks for being with us. For Pat Serio, for Mark Igo, I'm Paul McNamara. Good night, everyone, from Springfield. Final score for the final time, 7-0, Springfield Cathedral over St. Mary's. They will meet Malden Catholic tomorrow night at 6. Good night, everyone.